Hello, hopefully everyone can hear me and I don't have any tech gremlins this evening. Hi, I'm Fiona Kira from Style Liberation and the creator of the Facebook group 35 Plus Where to Shop. And we help women 35 plus to create a wardrobe full of outfits that they absolutely love wearing and look and feel great in. And we do that by helping women through our face-to-face consultations, our group workshops, our online program, the Style Transformation, and also our membership called the Super Stylers. So, we have worked with over 1,000 women, and one of the key phrases that we hear all the time is that we have a wardrobe full of clothes, but absolutely nothing to wear. And when we hear this phrase, when Christy and I hear this phrase, what we're actually hearing is that you've actually fallen out of love with your wardrobe. And when you open it up and you look inside, you feel like it's a little bit blah, boring, uninspired, and feeling like the things that are in there just aren't quite right for you. So how has this actually happened? I mean, you used to be really, really good friends with your wardrobe. You used to be able to go in there and hang out and, go out and have great times with it all the time. But it doesn't feel quite right anymore. And you're not alone. It happens to all of us at some stage. And the number one reason isn't necessarily because things aren't the right fit or shape. And I noticed that there was a couple of those comments in the Facebook group before. And that is one of the reasons that we might fall out of love with our wardrobe, but it's not the number one reason. The number one reason that we find that women fall out of love with their wardrobe is it just doesn't feel like them. That what you have in your wardrobe, your clothes, your shoes, and your accessories, don't reflect you, your lifestyle, or where you're at anymore. And that's generally when we fall out of love with our wardrobe, that our wardrobe doesn't authentically represent who we are or what we love to do. So what we do is we actually call that the alien effect. And the alien effect is, and we've all been there, it's when we've put something on and, in theory, it looks good. It fits. It's the right color. And when we put it on, people go, "Oh, you look fantastic." But for some reason, it just doesn't feel like you. I'd love to hear in the chat if you've got a piece that causes you the alien effect. So the perfect example for me might be a Liberty print shirt or dress, for example, something that's a real floral or a prom style dress, like a review style dress. I see that on somebody else and I absolutely love it. It looks fantastic. But when I put it on myself, it doesn't feel quite right. So pop in the comments if you've got one of those pieces that for some reason you like in theory, you like on other people, but when you put it on, it just doesn't feel right. I'd love to hear what that is. So that's one version of the alien effect. And what happens is sometimes those alien effect pieces come into our wardrobe because we're trying to find something at the last minute, impulse buying, or we go shopping with friends and family and, we're convinced to purchase something because everyone else goes, "Yeah, that looks fabulous." But for you, it doesn't feel quite there. And what often happens is it ends up in our wardrobe, staying there with either the tags on it, or sometimes we put it on, but we never make it out the front door in it at all. And then what happens is sometimes we feel guilty about it there and we keep it in our wardrobe just in case, because maybe we might wear it. But actually, if it's not us, we're never going to wear it, which is a real shame. And really, we should be passing it on to someone else who is going to love it more than what we do. So how does this actually happen? Why do we end up with things in our wardrobe that perhaps worked in the past but don't work for us now? And that's because life happens. We can have pieces that we absolutely loved in our wardrobe but no longer love anymore because lifestyle changes, and life just happens. So some key examples for this would include like a new job, starting a business, getting a promotion, retiring, going on mat leave, coming back from mat leave, changing location of where you're working, or even working from home, or dating again, all of those things can very much change up how we feel about our wardrobe and where things should be for us at the moment. Very much. So what often happens is we will often adopt a wardrobe for what we also think might be appropriate for us to wear when we transition into one of these different periods in our life. And that's when we find most people come and see us at Style Liberation. And that's when there's been some sort of change, or where they feel like they've fallen out of love with their wardrobe because it just doesn't feel right for them anymore. And you want to find something else or some other pieces to bring it all together and feel really great in what you wear. So I'd love to introduce you to Alice. So Alice is a fab mum of 3, and prior to starting her family, she'd worked very much in a corporate environment. And she describes to us her feeling very blah and bored with her, what she called her mum uniform. So she actually came and worked with us as part of our online program, The Style Transformation, back in September 2019. And one of the key takeaways for her was around style personality. We actually spend quite a bit of time talking about style personality because it is the number one thing that impacts everything else you do in terms of your wardrobe. And for her, what she learned was to very much inject her sultry, elegant, and creative style personality into her everyday. And she feels so much more herself and confident in what she wears now because she's been able to inject that style personality, her own unique self, into everyday wear. Another example is our gorgeous client, Liesl. And you'll be seeing a lot more of Liesl over the next few weeks because she was just part of our big photo shoot that we did last weekend. Now, Liesl, very much in the corporate world, and she mentioned to me that what was left over at the weekend in terms of her casual wear prior to going through her own style transformation was that it was just the leftover part of her. And she didn't really have time to think about what she was wearing for smart casual, catching up with friends, because her week was just so busy between work and family. And she never really felt like she was expressing herself fully. And Liesl is a fabulous, dramatic, elegant style personality. And so for her, being her own unique self is bold, vibrant, creating that wow impact, which is absolutely fabulous. And now that she's embraced that, things feel really, really great. And she feels so comfortable in what she wears. And comfortable, not necessarily that things, are pared back or, soft fabrics, comfortable because she's dressing for who she is, which I think is absolutely fabulous. So the key really is, in terms of falling in love with your wardrobe, is to embrace your style personality. And I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger. Just bear with me while I do that. So the key really is in terms of style personality. So what is style personality? Style personality is a way of expressing your unique self through what you wear. And that's clothes, shoes, accessories, hairstyles, makeup, all of that. And it is the key, and it is the number one reason, or the key component to creating a wardrobe full of outfits that you love, because the colors that you choose will be determined by your style personality. The cuts and shapes of garments that you choose will be determined by your style personality. The type of makeup look that you go for, hairstyle, accessories will all be dictated to you by your style personality, because it's what you feel comfortable in and what makes sense for you. So if you miss this key component, if you don't start here when you're trying to revamp your wardrobe, then the rest of the pieces don't fall into place so well. So in terms of style personality, I'll just run through the key 8, but knowing that you're not just one. You're usually a combination of 2 to 3 style personalities. And look, if you've got 4 or more, it's okay to have multiple style personalities. It usually means that you are a creative. But the first is your classic. So here we've got Ellen representing a classic, you're suited and booted, very tailored, timeless look. Next up with Cameron Diaz, it's very much that relaxed natural. So, the person who can put on a pair of jeans and a t-shirt and just walk out the door and look absolutely fabulous. Then we have the dramatic. And the dramatic, I always tease, is the type of person who would do their groceries in stilettos. So for them, it's all about the look rather than comfort. Then we have your rebellious. Think band tees, slogans, wearing a lot of black, loves sort of metal embellishment as well. Then you've got your creative. Your creatives like to put lots of different things together, an eclectic mix of fabrics, print, pattern, colour, usually one-off type pieces that perhaps not everyone else would be able to find. Then you've got your sultry, your va-va-voom. I tease anyone who likes a little bit of animal print that they've got a little bit of sultry going on. So for them, it's all about the glamour, whether it's the hair, the makeup, or showing off your curves. Then you've got the feminine, beautiful and soft, looking for things that are softly textured, maybe some florals. They're always seen as very warm and approachable. And then you've got your gorgeous elegance. So your elegant is very much a combination of your classic and your feminine, but they ramp it up a little bit. Everything looks expensive. Doesn't mean that it is expensive, but it does look that way. Now, remembering that you're going to be a combination of 2 to 3, and depending on your lifestyle, that's where things will change. So what we do say is when you fall out of love with your wardrobe, it's usually that you need to revisit your style personalities to work out where things have sort of shifted to, why you're not loving it as much anymore. Or it could be that you've moved into another phase of your life, similar to Alice, for example, where you're finding it a little bit tricky. How do I actually inject my style personality into a lifestyle that needs to be a little bit more relaxed and natural, wash and wear? I mean, I remember when my kids were really young, I used to joke that I should have just worn a garbage bag because of them throwing food and other things at me. So it's about how do I inject all of those elements of my style personality into my everyday life so I really feel like me. That's when you start loving your wardrobe. So that was one of the key things we found also for Adriana. Adriana, when she went through her own style transformation journey, she very much found that she felt like she had to wear particular things. And when she realized that she could create very much her own style, which for her is very creative, it really opened up so many options for her. And she felt so much more comfortable in what she was wearing. Likewise, Karina found that once she really understood her style personality, for her, it made sense why she wasn't drawn to particular stores or why she wasn't drawn to particular looks or even things in her wardrobe because they didn't fit within that style personality. And for Karina, it's very much that elegant feminine look for her. So when you really understand what your style personality is, then it makes it so much easier to make a beeline for those things that are right for you. So it's not only about loving what's in your wardrobe, it makes it easier to choose color. It makes it easier to choose the shapes and styles of garments. It makes it easier to shop because you've got those blinkers on and you can go for the pieces that are right for you, cut out the rest of the noise, and really, really focus on those things that are great. Now, before I go, I've got a little bit of an action for you to take straight away if you want to just practice with your style personality. So what I'd love you to do is, as a really quick win, I would love for you to choose one item from your wardrobe that you love wearing. It can be anything. It doesn't have to be a special occasion or anything like that, but something that you tend to go to over and over again, not just because it's, it fits or whatever, but it's just something that you really, really like wearing. Then what I'd like you to do is just jot down a couple of notes. What do you love about it? What is it? And I want you to think about it. Is it the color that you love? Is it the fabric or the feel of the fabric that you love? Is it the structure of it? So for example, for me, I love anything with shoulder pads. Is it the embellishments that are on it? So you could even choose jewelry or even a handbag here if you want to. And then think about what sort of style personality does that represent? Because the key thing for us when we really dive into style personality in the style transformation, for example, it is really breaking it down into those elements so that it makes it so much easier for you to identify what's going on. So if this is something that you want to find out more about, or you feel like you need to do a little bit more work on, we are opening up the doors to the style transformation in March. So in just under 4 weeks, we are kicking off the style transformation. It is an online program that we run twice a year. And one of the key focuses that we have is really getting you to discover your style personality, understand your style personalities, and more importantly, learn how to pull it all together to create your own unique look. Because that's one of the key things. If you may come across a lot of people who have a similar style personality combo to you, but your particular style personality combo will be unique to you because you might have 20% classic, you might have 40% creative, and then the rest of it is made up of a few other style personalities. So even though we talk about 8, it's very much about finding those percentages and the elements within each style personality that are perfect for you. And that's where we do a lot of work in the style transformation. And also Christy and I are on hand in the Q&As and the Facebook group, as well as all the other beautiful women in the community to help you with that. Because like I said, when you understand your style personality, it really then very much dictates in terms of the colors that you're going to prefer to wear within your color palette, but I'll talk about that next week, the shapes and cuts that you'll prefer to wear, and then how you want to accessorize hair, makeup, etc. So it is key. So we've opened up the wait list for the style transformation, and I'd really encourage you, if you're thinking about joining the style transformation this March, to join our wait list, because we do offer special bonuses for people who are on the wait list. Plus, you'll be the first to gain entry to the style transformation program and get started straight away. So doors open on the 24th of March, but we would love you to hop on board now so that you can learn more about what's involved and also get access to those special bonuses as well. So next week, I'm going to be live again, and we are going to talk a little bit about default colors and what colors we think that work for everybody, but perhaps don't work so well. Thanks for joining me this evening. Take care. See you next time. Bye.